Really, the core message in my presentation is the critical nature of compliance, making sure that the Korea-U.S. Free Trade Agreement has a great deal of integrity for both sides so that the two countries can see and reap the benefits of such an economic agreement. One of the things we've seen is a lot of violations and other countries trying to use these types of agreements. So the key critical point, I'm giving 3 presentations while I'm here, is how important having compliance, everything being in order, following the rules. You know, these agreements have a tremendous amount of potential for growth, economic growth. It's an economic growth engine for both economies. But if other people are going to take advantage of the agreement, for example, China, okay, then, you know, things don't work the way they should. So that's my message. The challenges, again, is the entire compliance structure. People understanding what the requirements are, number one, being able to demonstrate that they meet the requirements, and also ensuring that third countries do not take advantage of the Korea-U.S. agreement. You know, when you negotiate a free trade agreement, it really is to benefit the two parties and no one else. And yet you have many countries that identity theft, they call their goods Korean, they may call their goods Korean, and then as soon as you have violations uncovered, then it sets in motion an entire response that this agreement is not a sound agreement, this agreement doesn't have integrity. So having that compliance, recognizing the challenges and working together, the two customs services working very closely together. The rule of origin is what we call a yarn-forward rule of origin. So when you're making textile products, you start with a fiber, let's say cotton. You spin it into yarn. The yarn is then woven or knit into fabric, and then that fabric is taken and either sewn or linked and looped, cut and linked and looped into a tire, okay, into a shirt, for example. The textile rule of origin is fairly complex because you have to have the yarn, the fabric, and the final product. The country of origin must be in either party, so the United States or Korea. So if you're making, for example, a shirt in Korea, you have to show that the fabric is country of origin Korea, which means the fabric was woven or knit in Korea. Then you have to show that the yarn to make that fabric was either spun or extruded in Korea. And one of the challenges is ensuring that the documentation that you keep as a manufacturer, producer, supplier can demonstrate that rule of origin. And then finally, the assembly of the apparel product must occur. So basically, if you're getting yarn, it either has to be manufactured in Korea or manufactured in the United States. Fabric, manufactured in Korea or manufactured in the United States. Final product, sewn, assembled in Korea, sewn, assembled in the United States. So that's the rule of origin. In the global trade arena, you know, I think it is. And certainly when we do verifications, because you asked about verifications, there's different levels of verification, but if the United States is going to conduct a verification, you know, the documents have to be translated into English. Now, we come and we visit factories. You know, when we're in the factory owners can translate for us, explain the documents. But we also do verifications at our ports of entry, which means that manufacturers have to pack up their documents and ship them to the United States, and they have to be understandable by our officials. So that certainly is a challenge. So English is, you know, in this sense, is critical.